Hey everybody, it's Lisa from the Silver Farmhouse. I'm coming to you with a pre-recorded video, guys. We are going to make an amazing farmhouse sign right now. So what you're going to need is a piece of cardboard, okay? You're going to need it to be roughly 26 inches long by about 5 to 6 inches wide. Now, it doesn't have to be rounded on the edge. You can leave your square. You can make them triangled edges. You could create this sign however you want it to look, but I wanted mine to have the rounded edges on it. So here's what we're going to do. You could probably use spackling, but I'm using wood filler. It's a Elmer's Pro Bond wood filler. Is what I'm going to use to create a texture around the side. So we're going to, don't mind, I had to open it. It would not squeeze out of the container. So if you have an issue, you can always put tape over it. I put tape over my container, but it's just a wood filler. They make all different colors. You can use whatever color you want. It doesn't have to be this dark brown. Guys, I'm using what I have on hand. And I'm sure Lowe's or Home Depot, I think I got this at Home Depot, actually. I'm not quite sure. I've had it for a while, but it's just wood filler. But I think spackling will work also, but this is what I had on hand. Take a little bit. You can wear rubber gloves if you want. Take a little bit on your finger, and we're just going to start to make like a raised pretty edge around my cardboard. Do you see? I'm just giving it a little bumpy texture around the cardboard. So I'm just going to keep going with my wood filler, and I'm just going to keep spreading it all around the edge. Now listen, you don't want a thick coat or it will take forever to dry. And what you're going to need is something that's going to stick to your cardboard. So it's going to need to stick to your cardboard. And I did have lightweight spackling, but it was not sticking to my cardboard very well. So I'm using this wood filler I tried. I went out, I had wood filler. And do you see how I'm just going to go around the edge? And I think a thunderstorm, every time I get on here, is going to want to roll through. But it's okay. It's okay, we'll make do. So you're gonna wanna go around the entire edge. So do you see what I'm doing here? It's just creating a bumpy texture around the edge. You're gonna do the entire outside edge all the way around. It doesn't matter how thick. If you get a little bit more on the inside, it's okay to do that. It's okay to be uneven and get a little bit more here, but do around the entire edge of your cardboard piece. Once you have your entire edge covered, let this dry. Mine took maybe an hour to dry. It took about an hour to dry. Once it was dry, now we're gonna fast forward a lot because this video would be like an hour long if I did not fast forward like we're gonna do right now. Once it dries, it just dried. Mine dried to the brown that it was. Do you see there? Now, you notice you're gonna paint the center white. I had to fast forward a little bit for you guys, but I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. So I just used apple barrel white. I used apple barrel white, and I painted the center white. I did not paint your wood filler. I did not paint the wood filler. I just went into the center. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Do you see? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just paint the center white. And then for the outside, what I did is I just took apple barrel, the color black, a paintbrush, and I just took a lot of paint on my paintbrush. And I'm going to just tap. I'm going to tap. I'm not going to paint. I'm tapping where the brown is. And you're just going to cover it all up with your black paint. And guys, it's okay to be a little uneven. Do you see how I'm all uneven? It makes it look better. It makes it look better when it is all uneven. So I'm just going to tap my edge here with my black paint. You're going to have to put a lot on your brush and cover it all up. Don't worry about the edges. I'm not doing the edges because I'm going to show you what we're doing to the edges. So I covered the entire edge. And your inside is just going to be with your apple barrel white, cream, whatever you want to use. And now I'm going to take a lot of my paint off my brush. Lots of paint off my brush. I'm going to use a dry paper towel and I'm going to rub it in there because now I'm going for a dry brush look. Dry brush look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush a little black paint onto where my white is. Just a dry brush. Just a dry brush of paint is what you want to do. Do you see? It gave it a little black look, a little grungy look onto your white. And then you can stencil. You can stencil your word, whatever word you want to use. Now, I used Farmhouse. My board is 26 inches. Guys, I got my stencils from the Dollar Tree. They're just cardboard stencils is all they are. And I got them from the Dollar Tree. So I already started to stencil, so we're not on here forever. And you guys don't have to sit here and watch me stencil every letter. But I'm going to show you how I stenciled my letters. So the best thing you're going to want to do first is lay out all your letters. Make sure all your paint is dry first. Yes, mine is a little wet over here, but we're going to work with it. Lay out all your letters on your board. You're just going to lay them. I'm going to take my letters here. And you're just going to lay them out where you would need to stencil. Go right across your board and leave them there. Because now you will know where each letter needs to go. So you would put the R, the M, the H, the O, the U. And now we're going to work with the S and the E though. So I'm going to place my S down. And I know my E is going to need to go on the end. I don't want to place it there right now because it's still a little wet. So we're going to work with the S. I'm going to put the S on first. What I like to use are these little dabber foam brushes. This I got at Michael's in a pack of foam brushes with dabbers. Take a little bit of your black paint. Hold your stencil down with your fingers. And guys, you just dab your paint into your letters. Just dab your paint right into your letters. And then carefully remove your stencil. Voila, we have our S. Now we need to do our E. I'm going to wish for the best because my edging is a little wet, but we're going to do the best we can here. I'm going to lay my E down and I'm going to dab my E. Super easy, guys. Dollar Tree stencils. How can you go wrong? They're only like a cardboard paper, but they work well. And there's my E. So we got Farmhouse written out on our board. Like I said, I did this earlier, so you don't have to sit here and watch me stencil everything. Voila, we have Farmhouse on our board. Okay, so now listen, the edging really adds a cute touch to this sign. This is the nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. Nautical rope from the Dollar Tree is what I'm using. You're not going to use the entire rope. You could use whatever kind of thicker jute you have. Doesn't have to be the one from the Dollar Tree, but this is what I like to use. When they have it, I grab a bunch of it. It's good to stock up on it. Take your hot glue gun, and here's the black I used. I just used Apple Barrel Black. Apple Barrel Black is what I used. So we're going to be careful on this side. We're going to start on this side. I am going to add some hot glue to the very edge of my cardboard sign. I'm going to add some hot glue. Then I'm going to take my jute rope and I'm going to start right at the side. I'm going to start over at the side here and I'm going to attach my jute rope. It takes a second to catch, and yes, we have to wrap all of this. There is no other way to do this. I couldn't have this one half started, but my glue gun is in the way here. My glue gun's in the way. All right, hang on. I'm losing my jute rope, guys. I'm losing my jute rope because I'm trying to be fast, and you can't be fast. You have to hold it there or it does not stick. So we're going to go and we're going to wrap this entire sign with some jute rope. So now I'm just going to keep on going. I'm just going to add my glue. And I'm going to attach my jute rope directly to the side. I'm not going really on the front. I'm staying more on the side of the sign. And another thing is, if you want to paint the back of your sign, you can. I did not. I felt there was no need because I'm going to hang it on a wall or set it up against on a shelf against a wall. So I felt there was no need to paint the back, but you can by all means if you want to paint the back of your sign. So we're just going to go around and I'm just going to keep adding the jute rope. And guys, it really gives it a cute look. It gives it a cute look, but we're not done yet. Wait until you see the other step you can do. It's optional. You don't have to do my next step. Look at, I'm pushing it off. You don't have to do my next step, but it's optional. Now I got to be careful here because, oops, there goes my wood. Because this is where my this is where my sign is wet. So I'm just gonna come around. Just gonna come around and glue it right to the side. It's a little tricky, but I don't wanna lay it on the table and do it because then you're gonna end up gluing it to the table. You're gonna end up gluing it to the table. So you kind of have to hold it up to do it. Whoops, we're gonna add some more glue. And I went off the front a little bit, but I'll try to wipe it off with my finger. And guys, you know, I know, because I have tons of signs in my house. If you go to buy a sign, you're gonna pay $15 to $20 for a really cute sign on sale at my favorite store, which is Hobby Lobby. And this, you can make whatever size and shape you want. That's what's really cool about this one. You can make whatever size and shape you want. And I'm using cardboard. If you have a piece of wood and you want to use a piece of wood, you can use a piece of wood. But I want to show you how amazing cardboard comes out. I'm getting glue all over my fingers. Glue all over my fingers. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. We're on the home stretch. And where I paint it white, you can paint whatever color you want. You could do it tan. You could do whatever color you want there. I was going to do tan, but I went with the white. And now you have to snip your jute rope off where you started so that they connect. So I just snipped it off where I started so that they connect. I'm going to pull this forward a little bit. And like I said, take your time, wait until it dries. I'm kind of speeding it up here so you guys don't have to be watching a video for an hour. So voila, we have, look at how cute, guys. You could leave it like this if you want. You can also do my next technique that I'm going to do. Now, you can also do this too. Let me show you guys. You could take your dry brush of black paint and you can kind of just dry brush some black paint around the edge. And you see, I dry brushed some black paint right around the edge here. If you just want to edge it up a little bit and take your paintbrush and just dry brush some paint on there, you can do that as well. Do you see it gave it a little look on the top? I love the unevenness. I love the texture. But now I'm going to show you what else you can do to your sign. This is not necessary to do, but guys, let me tell you how amazing it makes this sign look. We're going to do a little rusting technique here on this sign, and you are going to see how amazing this sign comes out. How amazing it comes out. I'm putting some gloves on because I'm using adhesive. I'm going to use some adhesive. I'm going to use some cinnamon, and I'm going to use some sealer. You can use whatever kind of adhesive you want to use. Today I'm using Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue adhesive is what I'm going to use. I'm going to shake my can up. Now, I'm only doing spots of my rusting technique. Little spots is what we're going to do. I do want to get my cinnamon board out to catch my cinnamon here. So I'm going to give just a little spray, maybe right along the edge there. Do you see where it's all wet? I'm going to take my cinnamon and I'm going to give it a little sprinkle. I'm going to give a little sprinkle right on there. Do you see that? Just sprinkled it right on. Give it a little tap. You don't want to take too much off, but give it a little tap and take a little bit off. Now you're going to need a sealer. Any kind of sealer will work. Clear coat. I like Krylon matte finish. I don't have any right now, so I'm going to use shellac. But you could use polyurethane. Any kind of sealer will work. And then, guys, a little spray. Will you look at the rust we created on this sign? We're going to keep going. We're going with some more rusts. Little spots at a time. I'm just doing little spots. Little spots here and there. We're going to give it a little bang off. And we're going to coat it with the sealer. How amazing is this looking? I am probably going to put a little bit in the center here by the H. I'm going to give it a little sprinkle. I'm going to tap it off a little bit. And I'm going to give it a little spray. Guys, this is amazing. It looks like a rusty sign. It looks like a rusty sign. We're going up here a little bit now. Give it a little tap. Spray it on there so it sticks. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Will you look at my farmhouse sign? Okay, we're going over in this corner now. I'm going to do a little bit over here too. We're going to give it a little spray up. You don't have to do this technique. This is totally optional. But guys, I am telling you, it makes the sign look amazing. 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 You have a rusty farmhouse sign. Now this one's got a little bit of a glow because of the shellac still being wet. But will you look? Look, look, look. I already have one dried up and ready to go. Guys, they come out so amazing, and it's a piece of cardboard. Would you even know this is a piece of cardboard? Because I would not know it's a piece of cardboard. So guys, I hope you all like this quick little craft. If you know somebody that would like to make it, feel free to spread the love of the Silver Farmhouse. And thank you so much for watching, guys.